Hi, everybody. Welcome back. And if it's your first time, please subscribe if you like movies and television. And also hit the bell, hit the like button. Okay? Now, I was watching Turner Classic Movies the other day. I've had Turner Classic Movies on television for a long time, and I don't think I spent as much time as I could just watching films just at random, on the channel because it's a great resource. It's happened a couple of times, but not as often as I'd like. Well, the other day I was home and I was going around the channels, and I noticed that they were playing some Ernest Borgnine films, and I like Ernest Borgnine. I even got a chance to meet him just, a couple of years before he passed, and that was a real pleasure. But I saw he was going to be the next movie up that was listed was a movie called Go Naked in the World. And I'd never heard of it before, so I said, oh, okay, I'm here. Let's leave it on. So I got to be honest with you. I kind of had it on in the background. I wasn't really giving it my full focus, but I saw the whole thing, and I kind of was looking up and paying attention from time to time. It didn't matter really. I usually like to give movies my full focus, but this didn't really require it. It really sucked, to tell you the truth. It was a pretty lousy movie, and with a title like that, "Go Naked in the World," which by the way was released in 1961. Color film. Uh, Gina Lollobrigida is the woman in the film, and I think the idea of a title like that was to kind of sell it on her beauty and all this. But she plays a prostitute, actually. Gina does, and it turns out that she kind of gets involved with a character played by Anthony Franciosa, which I never know how to say that name, Anthony Franciosa. But his father is played by Ernest Borgnine, and his father, Ernest Borgnine, is a tycoon, real estate tycoon, and he's in construction, you might say. Building tall buildings. He's got a good reputation, so much so that his son kind of feels like he's playing second fiddle. He has no kind of personality of his own. He's got no mark of his own. He's just everybody looks at him as his father's son. Kind of like, I guess, the way Julian Lennon is considered John Lennon's son. And he really resents that. Well, the two of them are at odds all the time. They're arguing. Plus, when they're not yelling at each other, and then one minute it's if I can't stand you and this and that, and I'll disown you and I'll threaten you with an inch of your life and all this, and they're not getting along and they're butting heads. Next minute they're, oh, I love you, son, but I love you too, Pop. And this goes on for the length of the film, and it's really ridiculous. They're obnoxious people. The Ernest Borgnine dad is yelling and screaming all the time, constantly at his son. His son is screaming and yelling at his father. One minute he's being a jerk to dad, and then the next minute he wants to borrow money. And then dad, does the old routine of, oh, sure, now I'm good enough to borrow money from, right? But when you didn't want me before, now you come crawling back. Yeah, take your money, that kind of thing. There's a lot of talk, or I should say yelling, and that's all it is, really. And the idea is that at first he doesn't know, Anthony Franciosa doesn't know that Gina Lollobrigida is actually a hooker, as they say, and then finds out that she's a hooker, and the dad, Ernest Borgnine, kind of knows her well, so to speak. So then, he wants to disown his son. And this is the whole feeling of this dumb movie, and it doesn't go anywhere. And it's nothing but bickering and more bickering and a couple of I love yous between more bickering. I really did not like this movie at all. If I was rating it on a scale of 4 stars, it would get 1.5 out of 4. Terrible.